I have another tough case that you don't know anything about.
So I should sit back down.
Mr. Mr. Weller's sleeping through most of this, but we're going to wake him up here to do our hearing.
I wondered.
And it's got a lot of money involved, and he's not with it, and he's late. And I'd ask if you would stay. I apologize.
Anything to make this.
It's another no lunch Monday. Why don't you go ahead and turn it back on for you now? I would have considered even maybe bumping this, but the complainant is here, and he's been waiting for a long time.
Right from the start, Judge Middleton sets the tone with his trademark wit and sharpness, instantly showing why he's one of the most respected judges online. He jokes about Mr. Weller sleeping through the case, but quickly pivots to business, making it clear that no amount of confusion or delay will stop justice from moving forward. His mix of humor and firmness brings both authority and humanity into the room. It's that rare combination that makes courtroom watchers love him. Stern but compassionate, efficient yet understanding. The moment he mentions money, you can feel the seriousness rise. He's calm, but ready to ensure the victim finally sees accountability.
FY, People versus Timothy John Weller. Mr. Weller was charged with a felony, computer crime. And as I mentioned, we're returning to the bad old days of multiple remands. This matter was bound over to the circuit court on a felony charge. A large amount of money was taken, $8,000, and it got remanded back to our court for a plea and sentencing. Well, I'm not sure I'm ready to do a plea and sentence, but I would be ready to do a plea. They're remanding these matters back for plea and sentence, but by the nature of the fact that they were a felony and came back as a misdemeanor, they're complicated. I don't know what happened. This case got bound over. There were several status conferences. It was going to be set for trial, and it got remanded. And so the remand plea, Mr. Weller, would be to a misdemeanor charge of larceny over $200, but less than $1,000. The original charge was an allegation that you stole $8,000 from a Mr. Gregory.
As Judge Middleton lays out the charges, his patience contrasts sharply with the gravity of the offense. He explains the remand process clearly, almost as if teaching a class, but beneath his calm tone, there's an unspoken frustration toward repeat offenders. The fact that this theft involved thousands of dollars gives the situation real weight. You can sense he's tired of watching people play games with the system. He methodically walks through each detail, showing full control, reminding everyone that justice might take time, but it never forgets. The courtroom energy tightens as the judge prepares to bring the hammer down.
By up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. The computer part of it is a allegation that used a computer program, computer system, or computer network to steal more than 1,000 but less than 20,000. That's punishable by up to 7 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $5,000. You're also charged as a habitual felon as a fourth felony offense, making this punishable by up to life in prison. So the matter got bound over to circuit court. The can got kicked down the road a little ways, and then it got remanded back here for a plea to a misdemeanor charge of larceny more than $200 but less than $1,000. Mr. Weller, that's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000 or 3 times the amount of the money taken. In this case, it's alleged to be $8,000. So the prosecutor, and let me confirm this, Ms. Davis, has offered to dismiss the felonies and the supplemental for a plea to larceny over $200. And I understand you inherited this, but thank you for being here.
Quickly looking through the notes, it appears that yes, Prosecutor Marvin had made that offer, larceny 200 to 1,000, and that the restitution was $8,000 joint and
By the time the discussion hits the larceny plea, Judge Middleton's skill as a negotiator becomes evident. He doesn't rush, but he doesn't tolerate nonsense either. The courtroom becomes a stage where fairness meets firmness, and Middleton balances both effortlessly. His knowledge of procedure is absolute, yet his tone never feels robotic. It's justice done with personality, where logic leads but empathy follows close behind. You can almost hear the frustration in his voice when the details of the $8,000 theft resurface. For him, leniency must always be earned, never expected.
Sentencing later this month with Judge Pattison. All right, Mr. Weller, the allegation is that you're going to be ordered to pay $8,000 restitution, joint and several, with Heather Sproul, one of your co-defendants here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Could you take your hand away from me? Are you going to plead to that misdemeanor charge of larceny over 200 but less than 1,000?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bush, you confirm that's the plea
Yes,
offer?
it'll be more on an aiding and abetting factual basis, but we have previously discussed that. And this is not a spur of the moment decision today.
All right. Mr. Weller, do you understand that if you do plead to that charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury?
Yes, sir.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Bush is here with you. You can also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you somehow induce the complainant here, Mr. White, to give you $8,000?
No, sir.
Well, tell me what happened.
I was solicited by Miss Heather Sproul to go open an account in my name, and what she did, she stole Mr. Gregory White's phone and transferred the money from his phone into my account. Somehow she got a hold of my account information.
As Prosecutor Davis steps in, her calm yet confident handling of the case complements Judge Middleton perfectly. Together, they operate like a finely tuned duo. She brings sharp precision while he brings moral gravity. The two dismantle the defense's excuses with surgical clarity. Every word from Davis adds weight to the reality that the defendant's misunderstanding is just an attempt to minimize wrongdoing. Watching them, you see why professionalism matters in a courtroom. They represent the strength of a justice system that still believes in truth, even when lies try to camouflage themselves as confusion.
4,000 of that dollars and blew it at the casino?
No, you did not. The only thing I got out of that was like $500.
Well, you must have known there was some nefarious purpose for you to just blankly open an account.
She told me that, Your Honor, not to cut you off, but she told me that she inherited the money from her uncle. So I went and opened the account, and she went and, like I said, stole Mr. White's phone and transferred it. That's how she got his information.
All right, but then you withdrew $8,000 from the Omni Bank.
Because I believed her that she inherited that money, Your Honor. If I had known that, like I told Mr. Gregory White, if I had known it was his money, I would have never have done it in the first place.
Timothy stated Heather gave you $3,600 and she kept the rest.
No, that's not true.
Now that's what the police say.
He must have misunderstood what I was trying to tell him.
All right. Well, you didn't just. Yes.
And Mr. We've talked about this, and in retrospect, you realized that it was kind of a hinky thing that
Yeah.
that money was there for just a couple hours, and you were paid either their theory multiple thousands or $500.
I still can't take responsibility for it, Your Honor. But
All right. So you knew this wasn't all on the up and up.
right, Your Honor.
And he's open to his share of restitution. I suggest to the court that he wasn't as sophisticated as the other individual to put this together.
He's also not as dumb as he presents here. He knows more than...
I'm willing to pay him back whatever.
Then comes Weller's turn to speak, and the excuses begin to pour out like bad theatre. He stumbles through an unbelievable story about how the money accidentally appeared in his account, as if he were a helpless bystander to his own crime. Judge Middleton doesn't buy it for a second. His tone remains polite but cuts like steel through the nonsense. There's an art to how he dismantles lies, not with anger, but with clarity. The audience can feel it. This man has heard every excuse imaginable, and he's not swayed by any of them. Justice is still in session, and it's not fooled.
Date. Let's see if we can line these up. Save the complainant. Well, that can't be right. Set for sentencing on September 5th. So let's see how I look for September 5th at 10:30. It's next Tuesday. I can do it. All right, I'll accept your plea at 10:30. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Let's say it. Mr. Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor, please the court, I provided transportation for Mr. White because quite frankly, he has none. And I will not be able to do so during the month of September.
Well, the other case is already set for September 5th. Mr. White, I can give you a bus pass to get here and back on September 5th. So I'll give you round trip bus passes for that morning. But you're going to need to be here for Ms. Sproul anyway. So here's 2 round trip bus passes for you to get here on September 5th. Courtesy of generous people that watch this.
At this point, the judge's subtle sarcasm shines through. He challenges Weller's claims with precision, making the man's contradictions collapse under their own weight. When Middleton asks simple questions, Weller's web of lies unravels in real time. This is what makes the judge so fascinating. His ability to expose dishonesty using calm logic instead of confrontation. The room doesn't need raised voices. The facts alone embarrass the guilty. It's almost poetic how he keeps control, never letting emotion cloud his focus. Every pause, every look reminds everyone that accountability always finds its target.
Set this for 11. The other one's at 10:30. Now, you called this morning. You were out of state or you had to be somewhere. How'd you get here today?
Cousin. My cousin brought me all the way back.
All right. How'd you get here to the courthouse?
My cousin drove up here.
Where's he?
He took off. Yeah, I'm supposed to let him know how I'm supposed to get a hold of him because he has no phone now.
Hi. Could you guys check and see if Mr. Weller drove here today? Yes. Thanks. Bye. You've got a terrible driving record.
Yeah, they'll see me getting, Your Honor, I have to cut you off again, but they'll see me getting out of a passenger seat of a maroon or burgundy colored Dodge.
All right.
And passenger side.
Now, in the
It was in this parking
report,
lot out
we're
here.
talking about driving. The other thing I need to confirm, I don't know whether that interview was recorded. According to the affidavit of probable cause, she gave you $3,600, which you took to Firekeepers and lost, except for $23. Plus, you were driving all over the place.
I learned my lesson from
I made
Your
a
Honor.
traffic stop bearing a Michigan temporary plate, made contact with Timothy Weller in the driver's seat. I don't know what I'd do to keep you from driving. So there's a dispute about how much money you took. You don't have 2 nickels to rub together. I'm not very encouraged about this man getting his $8,000 back. But you agree that the restitution will be $8,000 joint and several with Miss Sproul?
Like I said, I'm willing to make this right with him. I feel bad about it, and I'm willing to do whatever.
The courtroom atmosphere deepens as Judge Middleton discusses restitution. He doesn't just talk about repayment, he talks about responsibility. The distinction matters, because paying back money doesn't erase moral debt. He reminds Weller that true remorse shows in action, not words. His tone, though measured, carries a sting of disappointment. You can feel that Middleton has seen too many people like this. Those who only regret getting caught. Still, he keeps the process humane, ensuring fairness while refusing to indulge self-pity. His balance between justice and compassion remains a masterclass in judicial conduct.
In just going over the bank statement that I pulled up, there may be some withdrawal fees and that sort of thing. So
Okay.
I guess I would like to leave that restitution somewhat open. I mean, it's expected it's going to be around the $8,000, but there may be some fees. I want to get that cleared up so that the victim is made right. But I also have concerns about Mr. Weller's ability to be here himself on Tuesday. And if we have the victim coming back and the other co-defendant, I want to make sure that he is going to be here as well. So I guess I'll leave that to the court's discretion as far as that goes.
I'm going to come back.
All right.
When the victim's financial loss is revisited, the humanity in Judge Middleton surfaces again. He understands that justice isn't just about punishment, it's about restoring trust. That's why he ensures restitution is prioritized, not forgotten in legal jargon. The courtroom becomes more than a legal space. It's a moral reminder that theft wounds more than wallets, it wounds integrity. The judge's empathy for the complainant contrasts powerfully with his cool firmness toward the accused. It's a moment that reminds everyone watching that real justice serves people, not paperwork.
We'll deal with it. That's next Tuesday, which is 8 days. Stealing $8,000 from this guy certainly develops at least 8 days. Plus, you keep driving a damn car.
No, I think he's been in jail for upwards of 45 days in this case.
Yeah, he bonded out. I'm not sure how. But I set the bond at the amount that was stolen. I think it got reduced when it was remanded, and I don't like these remands, and there's not much I can do about it. But they come in, they're always difficult to deal with. Yes, your bond's canceled. You're no longer presumed to be not guilty. I will see you next Tuesday at 11 o'clock.
One more custody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Then comes one of those small but powerful moments that reveal the judge's heart. He personally arranges bus passes so the victim can return for future hearings. That gesture might seem small, but it speaks volumes. It's compassion in action, justice that recognizes human struggle. You can hear the quiet respect in the room. Middleton isn't just running a court, he's restoring faith in it. His awareness that justice must also be accessible shows why he stands apart from so many others on the bench. True fairness doesn't just punish wrongdoing, it supports what's right. Next,
He steal $8,000 from this man.
Yep.
Plus, you showed up late and slept through most of the earlier proceedings. I'm not sure what's going on with you, but I hope you're in a better state of mind when I see you next Tuesday morning. All right, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So why am I being arrested for? I don't understand. I almost got my pleas in.
Oh, it's too late for that. We can
Man,
discuss
why am
that
I being
next time.
arrested for, man? I ain't doing anything wrong,
You're not
man.
arrested. You pled guilty to stealing $8,000
No, I pled guilty.
and then canceled your bond.
Man, it's crazy, man.
Yes, I think so.
the hearing winds down. The judge's consistency remains unwavering. Even as the case concludes with procedural formality, the respect he maintains for every participant defines his courtroom's tone. He ensures everyone leaves, knowing that accountability was served, not through anger or ego, but through reason and dignity. His steady control proves that strength in leadership doesn't require volume, only conviction. The lesson echoes beyond this one case. Crime, excuses, and delay may try to derail justice, but under Judge Middleton's gavel, truth still stands undefeated.